You are now joining us at the Hidden Gems podcast, and we get the pleasure of meeting Tony, who is behind all of the yummy treats that you actually should be getting at the. I'm going to take my glasses off so it's not such a glare.
I have something to put on. To be honest.
So tell me a little bit, Tony, or tell us a little bit about you. You love to bake. Obviously, you're good at it because the cinnamon rolls today were.
I mean, I hope I'm good at it.
Yeah. Where did you get your love for baking?
I mean, I've kind of always enjoyed it. Same with cooking.
Okay.
I just haven't. I didn't necessarily go to a trade school to take baking classes or anything like that.
You just enjoy it.
Yeah, I had a couple jobs where my bosses happened to be chefs.
Okay.
And then I've gotten some info even more recently from Paul here.
Yeah.
Who has some culinary background as well. So.
Did you know Walter? I just found out he's a chef as well. Did you know that?
No.
You know which one Walter is. He's the older gentleman. You'll have to watch his podcast because he's a cook as well. So apparently we have 3 of them within the Faith Worship Center community. That's awesome. But you're also a drummer. Tell me a little bit about how long you've been drumming.
Most of my life.
Okay.
I mean, I started as a baby banging pots and pans and stuff. But I guess my first official drum journey started in 4th grade. That's when we were allowed to join the school band and everything. So everybody got to sign a form and go pick out they had a lineup of snare drums for schools.
Okay.
Basic, but I had that thing. It probably still exists in a garage somewhere in my buddy's house.
The very first one you ever played.
One of them, yeah, I think. Or the second.
Okay.
I remember one got lost at one point.
Okay. So how long have you been a part of the Faith Worship Center community?
I think 2011, my junior year of high school, but it was kind of a slow transition.
Okay. Did you meet Jesus before you came here, or?
Yes and no. God, I mean, even still today in different ways, but God's always been a bit of an interesting journey, which I know is a common thing for people to say in this line of life, if you will. But for me, I had my first stepdad. He was a Baptist, but we'll just leave it at he was not a kind man, but he was one of those people that used the Bible and God to, wipe his hands of any accountability to things. So,
wow.
So that was kind of my experience until I was 7 years old.
Wow.
And then, at that point, it's kind of no child out of the church wants to think about church, right? I want to go play.
Right.
So
yeah.
It kind of just, any amount that it was on my mind wasn't really a positive experience.
Yeah.
So it kind of took a little while. And like I said, even now, I mean, there's still, what I love about this church is there's still freedom to explore, what God means to you, and from person to person.
Yeah.
Because there's things that you can read in the Bible and tell people and learn from that for sure.
Yeah.
Especially in elders in churches and people figures that have studied and learned and have learned some humility to teach that to others. But for me, that's kind of where faith worship has been nice because excuse me, even though I would consider myself a pretty, people ask me what are you, it's I'm not necessarily, I can't say I'm a Christian, right? Because they ask, well, do you live like one? It's well, no, but does it do most? Probably not. Here and there, you know.
You bring up a really good point. So when people ask you that, and you're especially given your background from your stepfather, I'm assuming that was from 4 until you left the house?
No, that's kind of a rabbit hole because my family is such like a cesspool of this person was here at this time and then like.
Okay.
But basically from until I was taken in under guardianship, that's where he was. So I was about I came to Pepperell at about 2.
Okay.
So from 2 to and him and my mom. I should probably use names because this would get confusing.
It's up to you. You can use them or okay.
I don't care.
Okay.
I think the audience would like to keep track of who's who and what's what. So
okay.
Bill is my first stepdad, and he was married to Donna.
Okay.
And she took me in under guardianship for my mom.
Okay.
So from about 2, I think it's hard to think back that young, but they got divorced. If not when I got there, very soon after.
Okay.
So I just saw Bill occasionally.
Now, do you know your biological parents?
Yeah.
Okay.
My mom is live and well somewhere in West Mass.
Okay.
We chat occasionally, but
do you have much contact with her?
If I want to.
If you want.
Is the honest answer.
Okay. Yeah. I want honesty. Can I ask how old you are?
I just turned 30.
Okay. Now, do you live with family or alone or what are you?
My girlfriend at the moment.
Okay.
And she has a little 3. She's gonna be 5 in September. Little girl.
Oh, okay.
And she's a handful.
Is she? Okay. So, do you have siblings?
Yeah, biologically, I have my full brother AJ, who I think you might know. He passed away a year or 2 ago.
Oh no, I did not know that.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. May of 24 he passed, so about a year, a little over a year now.
Okay.
And then I have 2 half brothers and a half sister. And I only say half because they have different dads, but
okay.
that means nothing to me.
Okay, yeah. So in your being a part of Faith Worship Center, would you say since 2011, so how did you even hear about?
Well, actually, a friend of mine who used to go here a long time ago, I worked with him over the summer.
Okay.
I had a roofing job and he wanted to make a little extra money, so he came with me. And they had a lock-in. You're probably familiar with those, yeah.
Yeah. So you would have been 2000. How old at that time? My math is
2011. I think I was 12.
Okay.
13. 12 or 13.
So you came to the lock-in with the youth group.
Yeah.
Here with him.
Yeah, and Dan and Serena were actually the youth leaders at the time.
Oh, they were.
Yeah,
okay.
They were pretty new at that time. I think maybe even a few months.
Okay.
Or a year.
Okay.
But yeah, he was. I wanted to hang out with him, and he was like, "No, I gotta go to the lock-in." I had no idea what that was.
Okay.
So I heard food and drums.
And you're in.
That was enough
food
for
and
me.
drums.
That was enough for me. So the church stuff came a little later.
Okay.
But I didn't really stick around for the services. I mostly just went to hang out.
Yeah.
At the youth group meetings for a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of took it from there.
Yeah. So then eventually you started playing drums for the worship team.
Yeah, and I don't, at this point, I don't remember when that started.
Okay.
I think, I say a few years ago, but some things seem they're longer than I remember, really.
Yeah.
But Mike came up to me at one point and, I think asked me to fill in or something. It started with, on occasional events where they need help, with a drummer, or...
How did he even know you played?
I don't remember. It's hard to know. I don't know how we met.
Because you're really good.
Oh, I appreciate it.
And you obviously been playing since you were 4. So somehow maybe you were messing around on the drums and they heard you or something.
I mean, yeah, I did play here sporadically before he asked me to fill in.
Oh, okay.
I just can't. It's hard to say.
It's hard,
because,
yeah.
Like when we were in the youth group, I would play for like certain events that we put on or stuff like that.
Okay, so they've heard you play before.
Yeah.
You didn't just. He happened to say, "Hey, do you play the drums?" No,
Yeah.
You had been playing. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So given your background, coming into a church, because you just said my walk with the Lord, I don't know, which is a valid answer. But you started coming to the church, and you must have started to feel something, because now you're not forced to go.
No. There's been times where I definitely, like, for lack of better terms, like I felt more. I don't want to say more involved, but I guess like. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it.
But does it feel like your family here?
Oh yeah, I love it here. I mean, it's weird how there's so many people that know who I am that honestly I don't remember or have never talked to. They just hear of me.
Yeah.
So that's an interesting experience.
Which is one of the reasons why we're doing this podcast, because you're probably pretty busy on a Sunday morning when you're up playing the drums, or you're baking or whatever, because you typically bake. Because I was actually here one night when he was big this last week, that he was cooking his cinnamon rolls, and oh my gosh, the whole church smelled like cinnamon rolls. They're quite yummy. So anyway, so you start coming here, you start to feel even given your background of your family dynamics, but you felt like family here. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean it was kind of easy at first because I had a group of friends, a couple of which we all came from the same high school, so it was a little easier.
Okay, yeah.
Come to think of it, most of them were at the time.
Yeah.
So I made friends first, and then eventually, grew into the church because I was young at the time, so I was like, I was one of the kids.
Yeah.
So I just hung out with the other kids, but now being an adult and like being involved and like on the worship team and all that, it's a different experience. I mean, in some ways it's like you almost miss how full it used to be, like when you were the kids and everybody was your age,
Yeah.
And now you're looking back and it's different.
Yeah.
But it's definitely.
What would you say over the years? So you started when you were around 12, and now you're 30. What would you say? Man. Putting it that way, you're still young. Are you kidding me? You're just a. I always say a puppy. But what would you say the biggest change that you have felt? You said it's different now over the years, particularly now that you're in your like adulthood, young adulthood. What would you say was the difference between, even though your friends, some of your friends are still here, or no? Did they all?
A couple of them, they kind of show up here and there now.
Okay.
But I would say most of them have gone about separate lives and whatnot.
Okay, and just busy and they don't attend. But what I find amazing, Tony, about you is that you're still here, you're still involved, and even though, and you feel like Faith Worship Center is your family. Yeah,
and I always, I'd love to travel and see things other than Massachusetts.
Okay.
At times, but I would hope to make this place a part of my life one way or another.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I wish more people knew about it. It's a weird town to really have any type of business grow or place to be.
Yeah. If you could someday, would you own your own bakery?
I'm not sure because I really want to do pizza.
Oh, pizza. Okay.
Well, most people that know me actually know I have a bit of a thing for pizza, but
okay.
Where I think needs improvement is the frozen game.
The frozen game.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because if you, I mean, like, there's tons out there that are cheap enough, right? Like, their store brands, DiGiorno, Newman's Own, all that, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, I saw somebody who does own a pizza shop. They tried, like, switched to frozen.
Mm-hmm.
And the markup that on like shipping frozen products, by the time it gets to the customer, you have to pay like $80 for this, like, you know, something about the size of your cookies here or whatever.
Really?
Yeah. I don't need to do that, but I can.
I have a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you, on the next Pizza Sunday, why don't you bake a pizza? Because they bring them here.
I would like to do that down the road because my recipe works for either. It can be frozen or it can just be cooked in the oven.
Do you currently sell them now?
No, I haven't. I just finally finished, because the thing I have to do really is I gotta source all my cheeses and sauce.
Oh, okay.
So I finally finished out, like, narrowing down companies I want to reach out to.
Yep.
I got an email ready to go.
Well, we could be your taste people, taste testers. If you talk to maybe Serena, they're not having one this month, but they're having one in September.
I don't know if I'd be ready by September.
Really?
It depends how much everybody wants to charge me. Because
Yeah.
then, you know, I'm not a business reaching out to these people
Right.
who, you know, but at the same
But
time.
like if you just did it by the slice, and maybe
Yeah.
people could pay $1 a slice with that.
I would love that. I refuse to do it until I know it's delicious.
Okay.
Some things I'm willing to try because it's like if I make a new cookie, it's like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But pizza,
That's your specialty.
I can't disrespect the slice.
So you can't disrespect the pizza, the pie. You gotta have the pie. So do you have a special sauce then that you use?
I have like a recipe in terms of ingredients.
Okay.
I just have to narrow down like the type of tomatoes, because some will be a little more sweet, some a little bit more tangy.
Okay.
Some don't hold very well,
Yeah.
like in a pizza. So.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you should collaborate with Paul and Walter and come up with a pizza idea where you can actually sell them by the slice on Pizza Sunday for $1.
It's fair.
I don't know. It's an idea. Maybe you can come up with something between. You have a month.
Yeah, I guess.
What do you think, guys? Should he try that? Would you be willing to pay $1 a slice on Pizza Sunday? I know that they have tons of pizzas, but even if you were to do it for
someday, if I can perfect this and just cook them all here, I'll have to make sure they stay warm. But they don't. You guys can do so much better than Domino's. I used to work there. Let me tell you. All right, those pizzas are worth $3 each max.
Wow.
You kidding yourselves?
Wow. Okay. So
even if it's not me, just they deserve so much better than Domino's.
Yeah, they probably get a good deal from Domino's.
Oh, I'm sure.
They've been doing it for a while. But if they had you,
no disrespect, but
no disrespect to Domino's. we're not saying anything bad about Domino's. But what would it be like to have a Tony's, an original Tony's? Just call it Tony's.
There's so many though, or like Antonio's. My name is very pizza centric for some reason.
What nationality are you?
My father's Dominican.
Okay.
And my mom is white as your mug. So.
Is what?
White as your mug.
White as my mug. Okay.
That's the only way I can put it. It's the truth.
I have a friend who's Dominican, and she's a foodie. She loves all kinds of food, and so it sounds to me. And you're a baker.
That's the thing with my mom. Is like we don't have much relationship, but she can cook.
Okay, all right.
She does know her way around the kitchen.
That must be where you got your love for food.
I guess if it's an NX thing, it has to be. I think drumming actually came from my dad.
Okay. Is he in a band?
Something like that. He played in some organization. He lives in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, he does.
Yeah,
okay.
He's actually got deported. So.
Okay.
When I was a baby.
Okay.
So they got him twice.
They got him twice.
So, yeah.
Okay.
He either needs to get better at hiding or not come back. So.
Yeah, we won't broach that subject.
Yeah, no
deportations.
Worries. We don't have the time.
But Tony, this has been awesome, just for people to give a little bit of background of who you are. That as you drum on Sunday mornings, I love the drums, and I happen to think the drums are pretty much a key component, obviously for rhythm, but there's just a certain way that people play, and you are one of them. You're very gifted at feeling the song, and so that's a gift. It's more than a talent. It's a gift, and so I just want to encourage you. And hopefully, when you see Tony around, you tell him that you appreciate who he is and what he brings to this Faith Worship Center community or family, because what Daryl and Lynn have fostered here, and Dan and Serena. I mean, you've been around since they were leading the youth group, and then the other leaders as well. To bring in someone that's so talented, such as yourself, and to be a part of the family, it's really a blessing and an honor that people get to know you. And so you need to be comfortable enough to talk with people. And you say you don't look people good in the eyes, but you have done great in this interview, because you have looked me in the eyes the entire time.
I do all right. I'm just not much of a talker.
You're not much of a talker, but you know what? That's what's so intriguing about a lot of the interviews that I'm doing, is most everybody is saying the same thing. I don't want to actually get in front of the camera and talk. And then we do, and I start to get to know them, and I'm like, you guys are amazing. This is an amazing group of people to be a part of. And for you to be here as long as you have, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's 2011, which, now that I think about it, I was a little bit older, so I'm not as much of an old timer as I thought.
Well, you've been here a while.
Either way, yeah. Definitely have seen a lot of different phases.
Tell me a little bit about your tattoos. What does this one mean?
Well, this, I guess the definition of it has changed, and so did my idea of it over the years. But it says forgiven, and I think I want to cut off the N, so it just says forgive, just a nice, plain, simple statement, and then I'll do some stuff in here to fill it in. But either way. Did
you design that yourself?
No, the design actually came from my artist, who is at the other end of this complex here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
local.
He's tucked away in a little plot next to the trucks and stuff.
So originally, what does forgiven, why did you have it that way?
I guess originally for me, it was just kind of, that was one of those times where I was like riding the God high, kind of, I was really feeling it. But I think for me, it was just, at that point, there were a lot of things, like a lot of weights and things that I kind of just started feeling better about, in a sense, or being able to let go, either through ministry or just, community with people here.
That's beautiful.
And then this one's a little, I would say a little generic. I mean, I in the design, I kind of made a little more, I know some kids would say, I don't know what kids would say these days, to be honest, but like the style is a little more dramatic, kind of gothic in a way. But
obviously the chain, signifying you're free.
Yeah, and that's kind of what it is. It's pretty straightforward with that one.
Which is beautiful, because you go from forgiven to free, with the chain being broken by the cross, because you're forgiven.
And then I have a third one in the middle, which, don't worry, everybody.
I actually don't want to see it, but you can tell us about it.
That's fine. It's so Transformers, right? Like the robots.
Yeah.
I have a big, it's the logo right here, but it's split. So it's kind of like, I don't know, yin and yang is the closest I can represent it to.
Okay.
Or good and evil in a sense.
Okay.
Just in the design of it. Yeah. But it was a cool logo, I thought. So I plastered it on, and let me tell you, the sternum it's a tough spot.
I can't even imagine.
It feels like you did 1,000,000 sit-ups because mine's like just below, so it's like half ribbed, half like belly button kind of thing.
How long did it take?
I think I was in the chair minus the break that we took, so we could do whatever he does. I don't know, like 4 or 5 hours.
So you had to do. See, I have no tattoos because I couldn't do the pain.
That's what. And you know what? When the people that say like once you get it, you don't want to stop, it's true.
Yes, I heard that.
I could never understand how that was possible. Like you guys are freaks. You kidding me? But it's true.
It is true. Which one was your first one?
This one.
Oh, you have one on your shoulder?
Oh no, this
one
is
here. Okay, yeah. Oh, it's a full. Okay, I see. It goes all the way up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's actually really cool. So why do you want to change it to forgive from forgiven?
Because now I see it as more of like a reminder and to just be a good person. Like there's plenty of people that don't deserve compassion. So I think being able to show it, even if it's just in the way you conduct yourself, like you don't have to care about that person in the slightest, but like hold yourself to a higher standard in the sense.
Wow.
So
it's beautiful. Yeah.
There's plenty of people that don't deserve my patience, but I show it anyways.
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's awesome, Tony. Well, thank you for sitting down with me just for a few minutes to get to know you a little bit better and to be able to share your story. You're fascinating. I would love to sit down again and talk a little bit more about some other things. But for now, we just wanted to get to know Tony a little bit and get to hear his heart. And thank you. Thank you for joining us. And hopefully when you see him around, try some of his pastries. And we'll try to talk about the whole pizza thing, because I think you could probably do a pretty bang-up job by your pizzas.
I'm going to try.
Okay. Well, we'll see you guys next time on Hidden Gems. Thanks for joining us. Have a great week.